I mean, I guess let's get this party started. I was setting everything up and I was sitting here and trying to write down some stuff off my phone as points. And this guy just started headbutting me because he was like, I was asleep in your lap while you were stitching and you moved me. And I kind of got a little pissed, and I'm going to nibble at you and headbutt you until you let me back in my rightful spot. So, all right, buddy, snuggle back in. It's been a little bit since I filmed, and I feel like I say that every time, which is one reason why I never say I'm going to film on this day or exactly this time every month, because let's face it, I'm not going to do it. It's been a crazy busy month. February is always hard, and anybody who does any type of casework or things where you have to complete the same goals month by month, you know February isn't fun because it's a short month and you got to do the exact same amount of work in this short month that you do in this longer month. And it may not seem like a big deal to some because you're like, it's only a few days. It's a few days worth of work. So, and then we're moving at my office. So on top of a short month, we've been trying to box everything up and schedule movers and what goes into storage and what are we going to do with this, and it's fine. Everything's fine. And then they planned trainings at the same time. So I actually haven't even been at home for the last few days. I left on Wednesday and got back last night. So I went to a drug court training down south of Atlanta, which was good. It was really informative and I learned a lot. And I think that we learned some things to really help our program grow and function better. But I wasn't at home. I missed my Buster and my Dharma, wherever she is. Last I saw her, she was asleep on our bed. And Jim, who, you know, he spent last night here, but is, of course, at his brother's. No one's surprised. But I put on real clothes because I ran to the grocery store. I still love HelloFresh, but sometimes there's like a week or so where I'm just like, I'm not really loving any of the menu choices, or the ones that I think sound good are like 900, 1,000 calories. And we're really trying not to do that, trying to do the kind of healthier stuff. So I just really wasn't feeling anything, and I knew I was going to be gone for a few days. So I went to I skipped a week. I've actually skipped a few weeks this month. And I went to the grocery store and, you know, just shopped and meal planned, which is a foreign concept when you've done HelloFresh for a while. Like, I'm looking at like this big thing of asparagus that I got, and I'm like, well, I guess we're gonna have asparagus for a few days. I'm just not used to planning like that anymore. But I am looking forward to fresh asparagus. That'll be tonight for dinner. Okay. Market happened. There's always a period of time when things are being released for market, and it either goes one of two ways. I either love, like, get super excited, or I'm like, I don't like anything this year. But then, like, I really, like, go back, or things are released later, and I have a list. I have a couple of things that I've gotten, and I have a list of 4 things that I'm going to pop up on the screen as I go through them and be like, this is on my to-buy list. I can't buy anything off of my to-buy list right now, though, because my birthday is in 2 weeks, and I gave my market wish list to Jim, and I am forbidden to buy anything off of it until after my birthday, because he's going to choose probably his favorite and get it for me. So we'll see what he chooses. Let's go through some whips, what I've worked on since the last time you guys saw me. I think I've got these in reverse order. And as much as I love you, dear Buster, can we lay next to Mom? Huh? Yeah, let's lay next to Mom. It's amazing. He's one of those cats where he'll just let you do anything. Just put him down next to me. He's fine. Jim came in the bedroom last night, and it was just me and Buster next to each other, and I was just rubbing his belly like this, and Buster's sprawled out on Jim's side of the bed. And Jim was like, so I guess I'm sleeping on the couch. Yeah, guess you are. Okay. The first thing that I worked on, since you guys saw it last, I started this at the end of my last video, but I wasn't ready to put it down yet. This is Forever Young by Heartstring Samplery. This is one of my 40 starts for my 40th birthday. And I believe this is on oatmeal. If I did a little pre-planning before this, I could have these more ready to show you. Alas, it's looking pretty good. I even like the pink that's in it. It's I think the color that's called for is terracotta. It's pretty pink. Wait, what is it? Yeah, it's terracotta. It's this color. I love that fob, the lady and the bear on the bed together. It's one of my favorites that I've made. So yeah, this is where we are. I need to see if Jessica's posted a video and see how far she got on hers. We started this one together. It was really fun. It's a lot of color changes, but it was fun. I have really enjoyed it. Let's fold that where the stitching is on the inside so Brenda and Laura don't yell at me. They will. They'll totally yell at me. Even if it's just to themselves. Okay. Still just laying here upside down next to me. He's always been pretty easygoing. Actually, the day that I adopted him from the shelter, him doing that in my lap when I picked him up was how I was like, this is my cat. He's already super chill and comfortable with me. And he just let me kind of like love him. And he's been like that ever since. Such a good cat. And he turned 14 this month, officially. Okay, this is the one, speaking of Brenda and Laura, this is the one Laura and I started together. We started this on February 6th or 7th. If you want to jump in there with us after the fact, feel free. This is Sarah Bradley, 1846. This is a digital download that you can get from Mill and the Floss Samplers. And if you are interested in how I have tweaked the colors, feel free to reach out to me. These are the colors I'm using. Emily's Year of Funky Colors. It also, I'm going to use this Petite Treasure braid because it does have some metallic threads. This is Up in the Attic linen. And I did get some metallic thread work in on this, so you'll be able to see what that looks like. I did the metallics in her dress. Let's see if you can see it be a little shimmery. It's subtle, and that's why I chose the particular color of Petite Treasure braid that I did, is because it's like a white thread with gold in it. I think this is so pretty. It's going to look really nice. Put this and this side by side. It's going to be nice. Pulling these back out like this always makes me go, oh, I want to work on that some more. But no, I have 40 things to start this year. I can't dwell like that. Okay. He's not dead, I promise. Not dead. I thankfully you guys enjoy Buster, because whenever he doesn't make an appearance on my videos, people are like, is Buster okay? He didn't show up this time. He's fine. Sometimes I'll film, and because he is 14 now, you know, he's got to take his old man naps. So this is a piece that is not a new start. It is what I am using for my Dark 13 this year, keeping it handy so I can just pull it out. This is my Weaver's Tapestry, and it actually comes back out tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 13th, so if you're watching this and it's the 12th or the 13th, it's time to switch over. I went ahead and printed off from her website the rest of the chart because I had only printed half of it when I started it, and I'm now halfway through. So I needed the rest of it. So I printed off all of this, and this is how it comes, and this is free, so, but it's like a week's worth on each page. So just be ready to use some paper. But it's good. It's a good one. I really love it. Once I've completed it, rather than just throwing this away or recycling it, I may give away my printed free chart for somebody to use the same paper that I used. I don't think someone would mind that. I take good care of it. And then I'm using a DMC espresso to do this. On PTP Bramble. Leave this right here because that's getting stitched tomorrow. Sweet lazy boy. Okay, this one is a new start for my 40. And I am doing this on a piece of Needle and Flax Hemingway. And this is a chart that Megan bought for me. This is an out of print chart, but you can find it. This is Birds of a Feather Happy Heart Sampler. It was really hard to find. I've seen more copies of it now. It's been a fun stitch though, the days that I worked on it. What I will say is if you get it, and I'll show you from way far back, it's tiny. Like I have thought about taking it to a copy place and blowing it up. It's really small. So if you have any issues seeing really small charts, it is the smallest chart I've ever worked from. So it's a little challenging. Okay, well apparently I didn't put that back where it goes. Something I do. These are my threads. Got kind of a witchy thread keep that I made on there. I'm going to have part of this Hemingway left over to stitch because this is a smaller sampler, but I would like to stitch all the way to the other side before I cut it. Isn't that pretty? I'm thinking if it will fit, I've got one over here in my my haul to be kitted. It might look good on the other half of this. Y'all remind me when I go to start that, because I'm starting to have what I thought I would have, which is questioning some of my 40 starts. Like, do I really love that enough for it to be one of my 40? And some of them might be getting pulled and replaced. And I had said I might do that with some market releases. So that might be happening. Happy Heart sampler. And then for Jen Lee's birthday, when she turned 40, and you guys know she's starting 222 things because she's absolutely certifiably insane, but it's one of the reasons we love her. She finished this last year, so I decided that I would pull it out for her birthday. This is a big, massive, full coverage chart. It's such a well done chart. Like, I've got my needle minder on here, but it's so well done. It's full color. It's this great booklet. If you've watched people stitch this and thought, oh, that looks, don't be overwhelmed by it. It's just big. It's actually a really easy, fun stitch. Here are all the colors. It's a massive amount of DMC. And also it's charted for silks, but I'm using the DMC because I don't love silks. I am a cuticle chewer. It's one of my things that my anxiety causes, and I can't stop it. So silks hang on my skin a lot, and I just love the feel and the sound of cotton coming through linen. I love it. Let's see. Slowly but surely, I'm getting somewhere with this one. Okay, let's show you what I got. I got more background filled in on the one side of the peacock. I got the body of the peacock completed. I got the leaf right here and the snail done. Started on the bird. Started on his tail down here and this branch. I mean, I feel like I got a decent amount done for the time. This is a lovely one. Because I'm starting so many things this year, I think next year, I'm not going to say I'm not going to start anything because, I mean, that's just not how I roll. But I will probably do more focusing on pieces and trying to finish some pieces. And I would like to see this one completed. It's a lot of stitching, but I think I could do it. Jen did it. She stitches like a fiend though. And that I'm stitching on just a piece of plain Zweigart Platinum 36 count. Because it's full coverage. I'm just doing it on a plain piece of linen. This is what I started on my dad's birthday, which was March 3rd. It was last week. I started Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Chauvet. Really, really pretty. Tracy P sent me a picture today of where she bought it kitted. So hopefully I'm enabling some more people. I am changing anything on here that is the conch color, which is this kind of sandy pink that the house is, to another color. I had originally bought this Winter Prairie by Color and Cotton. Now I'm second guessing that because that's just what I do. So it may end up this color, it may end up another color. I am completely undecided. But it'll be a little bit before I get to the house, so I have time to be undecisive. And I will just leave anything else in the meantime. Maybe this is oatmeal. I don't remember. If anybody really wants to know, ask me. Maybe the other one was affogato and this is oatmeal, or that was oatmeal and this is affogato. Who knows? I don't know. So far, this is the called for threads, though. I have this border stitched around and filled in. I have this little cartouche here done, except for the leaves, because I needed, they're supposed to be this olive color, and I just got it yesterday. For some reason, I didn't buy this one color. That I got the trees in, and you know, I think it's looking pretty nice. I took this one with me on my work trip, and I got some stitching done. One night I didn't stitch at all because, you know, you're supposed to like hang out with people and be social, which I really struggle with. I just want to hermit in my hotel room. I want to go get takeout and bring it back and just watch TV. And sometimes that is what I do. But part of this was team building. So, you know, you got to be part of the team. Drat. That is everything that I've worked on, although I did start this today. I was going to start it last night, but I got home and I was just tired. I was so tired and I wanted to spend time with Jim. So I started this today. So I'll show this next time, but you can see it on my frame right there. This is Quincy by Miss Prim. This is my weird blue cat that I was so excited about. And it is fun so far. All I have done is I started at the tips of the ears and I'm moving down with that bright midnight blue. I mean, this is a download. If you're like, oh my gosh, I love that. That's amazing. This is a download on Etsy. The name of the shop, I believe, is Rhonda's Originals. It's fun. It is a fun one. I don't know if I'm going to turn it into a pillow or if I'll frame this one, but I just, oh, it's great. I'm not going to want to put this one down. I think what I am set to work on next is maybe a whip. I think I'm going to pull out a whip that I started for my birthday last year. Stretching. Yeah, we see you, buddy. Sweet boy. Maybe Mary Argent. Man, I really loved that one when I was working on it last year. And then, for my birthday, I'm starting Man, Deer, and Dogs by the Scarlet Letter. It's a big, huge piece, kind of similar to a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. And it's one like that one that they designed and created. And it's based off the idea of pieces from that time period, but isn't a reproduction. So it's got fun colors, and the border is amazing. Like, I want to stitch it just to do that border alone. You know, I love this community and that I can be this excited about stitching, where if I mention this to Jim or to people at work, they're like, you can just see their faces glaze over and they're like, can I leave yet? But you guys get excited too. And that's what's great about Flosstube. Let's show haul, and then we will talk about market releases that I haven't gotten yet. A market release first that I have, but I haven't printed it. So I'm going to pop it up right here. I reached out to Tracy Ruffle of Hands to Work when she, it was really close to market, and she had shown a preview of this like a while ago, like just a real close-up of part of that bird. And I was like, Tracy, I mean, I'm dying. I need to know what this one looks like because I just love that patchwork of colors. And she sent me a copy of it to use. And I'm just so thankful, and go buy it. It's amazing. And not only, all of her market releases are amazing, but she sent me that, and I'm going to start it. But then I bought this one because this house and the motifs in this It's so weird and funky and fantastic. And the picture on this, of course, like it never does them justice. This is Anne Roberts by Hands to Work. See if I can get it up close here. Look at that house. It's all like patchworky and beautiful. No, she has this kitted in NP, or kitted, charted in NPI, and then she has a DMC conversion. So I'm going to look at those and see if I want to tweak it any for myself, because we know how I roll. But like what she writes on the back here, she's like, when I purchased Anne, I loved the crazy house. Me too. Me too. And after receiving her, I found so much more to love. The coffee cup. Yeah, there's a coffee cup on here, guys. Look at that. There's a coffee cup. There's an old kerosene lamp on a table. That's one of my favorite parts. I don't know if she mentions that. It says there are 2 fire hydrants for the dogs and the urn of plants above the house. I also love this urn of plants right here. It's so funky. It's just so atypical. So go buy this, because I'm probably going to be starting this year. I don't know. There's so many cool things, but I will be kitting this up. So if I want to, I can. So there's this. Let's talk about the market things that I'm excited about. It's on my wish list, and we'll see what, if any of them, Jim gets me. Throw Wide the Windows. Shakespeare's Peddler. This is like a small portion of a much larger sampler that she's releasing this year. I won't even try to pronounce the name. It is a Scottish sampler. If you want to see that whole piece, go and look at Nicole's Needleworks video that she released last night, this morning. I think something just ran across my porch, like a neighbor cat or something. Sorry, easily distracted. So there's a huge sampler that she's releasing, but then she's releasing Throw Wide the Windows, which is what I really want, which really focuses on the house, this huge, magnificent house that's at the bottom of the design. And I mean, it's beautiful. Another one that I'm just enamored with is from Little Robin Designs, who's not a designer that I'm not even sure I own anything from. And this year they released the Charming Cow sampler. It's Emily's year of funky colors. And if that doesn't meet my criteria, I don't know what does. I love the little like diamond border across it, and it's a small sampler. I do enjoy some smaller samplers now. So that's a good one. Of course, we all love Humming of the Bees, that was released by Blackbird Designs this year. They released, obviously, multiple things, but this is the one I'm truly in love with. That house. And Nicole said the same thing. It's the giant brick house. I love it. So if Jim doesn't get that one for me, that will get purchased and kitted up pretty soon. I mean, any of these are. It's got to happen. So I'll wait till after my birthday. So cool. The last one was really a surprise for me, because we don't typically, or I don't, associate Erica Michaels with gorgeous samplers. I mean, she's got her own style, her own niche, the little strawberries and the little petite point, and it's her thing. But she came out with Christy Barron. It has a religious verse, but I will chop that bad boy off, because the beauty of that border and the whole bottom half, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And you're probably thinking, I wish you would tilt your camera down so we could just also see the cute while you're talking. I can do that. So yeah, I'm going to be getting that one. So I'll chop it and get to work on it. It's really phenomenal. So that's it. Those are my market must-haves. And it's 6. That's not bad. 6 isn't bad in the grand scheme of things, because, you know, there's a lot. As I have discussed before, give me 1 second. Oh, one more thing. I bought another project bag from Starry Owl Stitchery, is I believe her name. Oh, she didn't put a thing in this one, or I've already removed it. She's on Etsy and she has an Instagram page, and I freaking love her bags. They're amazing, and she's released a lot lately, and I told myself I was going to be good and I wasn't going to buy any more bags right now. But then she came out with this one, which is from a fabric line that I love. This fabric line is called Kismet. And I've had this fabric line in my Etsy cart for forever because I wanted to make a bag out of it, but I haven't made bags in forever. So when she posted this, I was like, I mean, I can't, I have to buy that. It's so beautiful. I really want to quilt out of this, but you know, that would require me to actually start sewing again. Man, it's pretty. So there's this. And I was noticing as I put these on top of each other, I mean, how good would Anne Roberts look in this bag? It's kind of got a similar color theme there. Just saying. Might be like meant to be. So, what I was saying before, we're not being evicted from our building at work, but our landlord was basically like, get out. We own this building, we're going to use it for something else now. You don't have a standing lease anymore, so get out. So there's really nowhere for us to go happily, and where I can, like, there's space for us to go, but I'm not going to have my own office. And with virtual court and virtual meetings, and honestly just my inability to shut out other sounds and noises and focus, it's going to be a huge struggle for me to work in a room with 2 or 3 other people. So we're going to be allowed to do a lot of working from home, which I've signed up for, and I'm in the middle of turning my extra bedroom into my home office. You know, my desk is set up in there now for the most part. I've got the futon in there, I have the rug spread out in there, and I am an art hound. And I believe that if I'm going to be in a space, it needs to feel happy and welcoming and like my personality, and that means a maximalist style of just art collaging the walls. So I took all of my art down because I kind of had something similar in my office at work. So I brought all of that home, and I was like, I need more color. I need more color, or I need more stuff that's me. Because honestly, I had a lot of, not really my rejects at my office from what I had at home, but it was my rejects. Or cross-stitch pieces that I had framed, and you know, I'll take it to work. So I wanted some pieces that kind of brought in a vintage old world style and me. So I bought some vintage needlework. I love vintage needlework. Not like antique, but we're talking, like, I don't know when these were stitched, but I'm guessing like 60s, 70s, but particularly in a, like, more of a needlepoint style. I love how it looks. I do not like to stitch it. but I'll buy it and I'll put it on my wall. So I'm going to show you, I've bought several, but I'm going to show you 3 of the ones that I've bought that are my favorites. They're going to go up in my new office. This one I really love. Let's see if it says, there's not any, is there a year? Walter Mingus Oldenburg. I think, oh wait. No idea what that says. There's something written in pencil on the side here. But anyway, this is a wool needlepoint piece. I love it. I think it is gorgeous. There's no glass. I need to run a lint roller over it as I pick dirt off in front of you. But I really, really adore it. It's one of those where when you're up close, it looks a little choppy. Or, yeah, he's adorable. But when you get back, like, it's really beautiful. So this is going up in my office. This one, I mean, look how old it looks on the back. I think this is just, this doesn't even have a price on it. I should probably just take that off. I guess it doesn't matter. This one is needlepoint, but not needlepoint. It's maybe more of a crewel. I don't know the difference. Someone please tell me. But there are some long stitches in here. They're really beautiful. I like this one. I think it's so pretty. And these are good examples too of, you know, scour around, look for bargains. Or if you see something and you're like, I really love that, that's a lot. If it says that they'll take an offer on it, make an offer on it. What's the worst that happens? They say no. I made an offer on this one and got it for a lot less than it was listed for. But I love it. I think it's really gorgeous. The last one is my absolute favorite one that I've gotten. I bought it and it said it was coming from inside the United States, and it said it was shipping from Jerusalem, Illinois. I mean, there's a Bethlehem, Georgia, so maybe there's a Jerusalem, Illinois. I didn't know. I don't think there is. Because once I bought this, it was like, it'll be arriving forever later. And it was shipping from Tel Aviv. And I was like, oh, well, not that I care. In fact, it made it a little bit more exciting to get a piece from somewhere I'll probably never go. It feels exotic. But it was not shipped the best to come from the other side of the world. And it was shipped with glass. It no longer has glass on it because that broke in shipping. So the seller refunded me some money because I had to spend a lot of time picking the glass shards that are broken out of this. And hopefully she didn't get damaged. It doesn't really look like she did. This, while the others are wool, this appears to be a cotton thread, maybe done with DMC. I'll just show her to you. She may be one of my favorite pieces of art that I own now. Let's get up close and look at those stitches. She's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. She's going to get hung up across from my desk where I can see her every day. And I had thought that I would reframe her and put glass back on top of her to protect her, but I really don't want to open up this frame that has obviously been closed up like this for ages and ages. I think I'll just be really careful to dust her and leave her just like this. Man, she's beautiful. She's so pretty. What else have I been into? Trying to organize that room. That is a slow process. Trying to keep my plants alive through the winter. That's a fun process. One of my lovely viewers sent me this pot. It's still one of my favorites. This has my Manjula pothos in it, which is still happy through the winter. I mean, pothos, right? Gotta love them. Still happy. Another pothos that I have that's happy through the winter, my Marble Queen. It's got a yellow leaf in there, but you know, hey, it's winter. I think that's an older leaf. Let's find a really pretty one. I mean, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's just purring. I rewatched New Girl. That's something I've been into lately. It's a happy place show. You know, I needed that. I rewatched all of it. I have been watching a lot of The Middle. That's another happy place show. I don't care if I have seen the episodes 5 times. In fact, I should probably see, because on Hulu, we have Hulu Live. They only release new episodes and then take away episodes every 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh, that's a show. Maybe I should figure out if I can buy it or something. Maybe buy it digitally. So I love it. I mean, could you be more rotten? Is it possible? This guy, he is ridiculous. He missed me. Because I haven't been here. I got in late last night and he hadn't seen me since Wednesday. Okay, all right, all right. What else have we been into, Buster? We've watched some horror movies lately. If you're into horror movies, I just watched Fresh. I loved it. It is screwed up. It is weird. I felt nauseous at least one point. It was so good. So good. So if you're okay and you're a horror movie lover, go check that out. I think it's on Hulu. Send me your recommendations for good new horror movies. I watched the new Texas Chainsaw. I mean, it was what I expected. I watched the new Wrong Turn. I liked it. Yeah. There's several that I need to watch, but if there's any that maybe I've missed, let me know. Duck Derby donations. I know that Brenda and Laura and Nicole have all mentioned on their channels that I am still gathering Duck Derby donations, and they have announced that they are also going to be a prize again this year. So once I start selling ducks, one of the things you could win is a hangout with Brenda and Laura and Nicole. So that's exciting. I do know I have some emails sitting in my Gmail inbox of people asking me about donations. I am going to get to those. I don't like to open them until I have time to actually sit down and log things and make sure, because I kind of have a system. And if I mess up my system, like I can't function. So if you've emailed me and you're like, I haven't heard back from Emily, I've seen them come in. I'm getting there. I promise. I will get to all of those in the next couple of days. I've had a lot come in. I have not opened everything because my world is in chaos with the move. So in the room over there, in my dining room, I have a corner where I'm just stacking everything up so that it won't get lost until I have time to go through and log and organize properly. So if you do still want to donate something, ow, little snot. Sometimes he bites harder than I think he knows that he does. I have gotten some project bags, I've gotten linens, I've gotten charts. I don't think anyone has donated anything handmade yet. If anybody has offered anything in the emails I haven't opened, like I haven't gotten any quilts or anything like that yet, so that would be really good. Just reach out to me, emilysavaro@gmail.com. Careful, buddy. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Also, put down below if you have any ideas for something that I could give away, like, or something that you feel like would be really cool to up duck sales this year. I think that the hangout with Brenda and Laura and Nicole worked really great last year, so I'm hoping that will you know, drive us towards making like raising a lot of money for the kids again this year. The year before that, I got my zombie duck tattoo on my leg once I sold so many. I thought that worked really well. And put some ideas down below. You know, sometimes I get kind of, I can't think of anything. So if you have any fresh new ideas that you think would be really cool or something I would do, throw them down there. I am open to them and would be excited to kind of make your dreams come true. So it's one of the things we actually talked about in the treatment court training that I was just in. They were talking about incentives for participants to do well. You know, gift cards or things like that, like if you meet your goals for the week in drug court. And we were talking about that, you know, it's not always what is meaningful to you. What is meaningful to that person may be completely different. Like the lady teaching the class talked about, she had bought as a prize for that week this like really nice like lotion and bath gift set, and that the lady that won it, like she saw her walk out and put it in the dumpster. Because that, you know, it wasn't like mean. She was just like, you know, that wasn't a meaningful incentive for her. So I want to be able to provide prizes or incentives to donate for you guys that are meaningful. So let me know what would be meaningful to you, because sometimes you don't know if you don't ask. Isn't that right, Buster? It's bathing over here on the floor. Was there anything else that I was going to say? Why, yes. Yes, there is. And if you've made it this far, 49 minutes in, good for you. This is my 100th episode. 100. More than that, if you count the small random ones here and there that I didn't count, that I didn't number as an official Flosstube episode, or stitch fixes or plant videos. My 100th Flosstube. I have been doing this since 2015. September of 2015. It's crazy. So we're going to do a little giveaway. I showed late last year, early this year, all the things that I'm starting for my 40th birthday. Well, that list has waxed and waned a little bit. By about 3 or 4 designs have come off and others have come on. You've seen what I'm starting. I am willing to draw 3 names from commenters on this video, and you can pick something that I haven't started yet to start with me. And I will mail you a copy of the chart. I will buy and mail you your own copy. How does that sound? To celebrate 100 and my 40th birthday. So if you are interested in that, if there is something that I'm starting later this year, which I'm sure there is, hopefully. If you're watching my video, hopefully you're interested in some of the similar things that I am. You can pick whichever one you want, and I'll mail it, wherever you are in the world. So comment down below. Use the words "join in funky colors." Join in funky colors. That's what I'll search for. But also put something in your comment about maybe what that I'm starting you would be interested in. You know, fluff out your comment a little. I'm interested in reading. What I'm starting you would be interested in. What you've enjoyed about my channel. All of these 100 episodes. Or if you're brand new and this is the first one you've ever watched, what did you like about this episode? Because yet again, I don't know if I don't ask. And maybe there's something that I used to do that you wish I did more of, or that I'm doing now and you're like, don't stop doing that. I love the fact that you do this in your videos now. You guys know me, I'm always going to do what I want. But I do care. I do care what you guys enjoy and what you like to see. As long as, you know, it's something that I like and enjoy as well, because, you know, it's my channel. This is something I do for fun as well. But, yeah, join in funky colors, and I will draw 3 names within the next month or so. And we'll do that. What do you think, Buster? Is that exciting? He's so ready for me to be done with this video and he can snuggle back in my lap again. So that's that. Down below, put things that you would like as a prize for Duck Derby. Feel free to reach out to me if you have donations. Join in funky colors if you'd like to be a winner. Do not write winner or giveaway or anything like that in your comment. We don't want, you know, trolls coming in and trying to snap up a prize that rightfully belongs to a stitcher. And, you know, be 18. I would like for you to be a subscriber, but I'm not going to check. And that's it. I will see you guys next time, and hopefully I will have lots more stitching done, and hopefully my office upstairs will be done, and I'll be able to take you guys on a tour of that, because I'm really excited to show it off. It's funky. Emily's Year of Funky Colors, right? It's funky. All right, love you guys, and thanks for being so loyal and watching. It really does motivate me and, you know, drive me to step outside of my comfort zone every now and then, and I appreciate you guys for that. Have a good one. See you next time.